Imagine how different our life would be if we stopped caring so much. No more replaying conversations at 2 am, no more changing your personality to fit in, no more letting a text, a comment, or someone else's opinion ruin your entire day. Because the truth is, most people aren't trapped by their circumstances, they are trapped by the fear of what other people think. And until you break yourself free from that fear, you will never truly be yourself. When your standards are an ocean, don't let it drop just to fit into the river. And that is so true. You always don't need to fit in. When you can be extraordinary, just to fit in, you are being ordinary, and that's so lame. So just come out of the fear of what other people think about you. Actually, we are in this invisible prison. From the moment we are born, we are taught to seek approval. As children, we seek approval from our parents. As students, we seek approval from our teachers, our classmates. As teenagers, we seek approval from our friends, our strangers, and eventually the internet. Somewhere along the way, we begin measuring our worth through other people's opinions and reactions. A compliment makes us feel valuable, a rejection makes us feel worthless, a negative comment can ruin your entire week, and without realizing it, we hand over the keys of our happiness to people. The scary part is, most people spend their entire lives inside this prison. The question is, why do we actually care so much? The answer lies in the human psychology. Thousands of years ago, as we all know, humans survived in tribes. Being accepted meant safety, being rejected could mean isolation or even death. Your brain still carries the ancient wiring. That's why being ignored, excluded, or criticized feels painful. Your mind interprets social rejection as a threat. The problem is that we are no longer living in tribes, yet many of us still live as if being disliked by someone is a matter of survival. And this is also a validation trap. Today, social media has amplified this problem. Validation is available 24 by 7. Likes, followers, comments, views, etc. We have become so addicted to being seen, and addiction always comes with a price. The more you spend and depend on external validation, the less stable your self-worth becomes. Because if other people can make you feel valuable, they can also make you feel worthless. The moment your self-worth depends on someone else's opinion, you surrender control over your emotions. But what is the difference between those who are at peace and you if you are suffering from overthinking and caring too much about opinions? The thing is, we all need to understand one thing. Most people aren't even thinking about us. They are thinking about themselves, their insecurities, their problems, their future, just like you are. The spotlight you think you're standing under rarely even exists. So, why do we actually have to care when people aren't even thinking? You are the one thinking on their behalf and thinking that what they'll think, and just like a mess, right? So, yes, that's true. And then, not everyone is going to like you. No matter what you do, no matter who you become, whatever, somebody will misunderstand you. There'll be people who will dislike you, there'll be people who will judge you. Trying to be liked by everyone is so dumb and waste of energy and time. And in trying to please everyone, we often lose ourselves. That is the worst thing that you can do to your self-identity. And next thing is rejection is redirection. Rejection isn't always a reflection of your worth. Sometimes it's simply information. Not everything is meant for you, not everyone is meant for you, not every opportunity belongs to you. And that's completely okay. Now comes the main part. How do we actually become that person who is at peace within themselves, connected to the soul alignment, what we call it as? First thing, keep promises to yourself. Confidence isn't built by positive affirmations. It is built by evidence. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you prove that you can trust yourself. And this is how the human brain works. So before you promise someone else, to yourself and make sure that you keep promises. As important as it is to keep the promises that you make to others, it is equally important to keep the promises that you make to yourself. Next thing, stop over-explaining. You don't need everyone to understand your decisions. The people who aren't going to understand will not understand even if you explain it for 100 or million of times. So it doesn't matter. Explain it once and twice and done. Mature people will understand you, and those who are not going to will not understand anyway. So why waste your energy and question yourself? And build a life you respect. When you yourself are not living a life that is respectable, that you can't respect yourself, then how do you expect yourself to be at peace? People who are deeply invested in building their own lives have less time to obsess over other people's opinion. When you're too busy in your life chasing your dreams, becoming that person who you always aspired and look forward to become, then you will have no time to think about what others think of you. And eventually, this will make you bring at yourself to peace. And at the end of the day, I would like to tell you that people are going to judge you anyway. They'll judge you if you dream too big, they'll judge you if you play small, they'll judge you if you succeed, and they'll judge you even if you fail. So judgment is inevitable. Why not become the person you truly want to be? Because real freedom begins when you stop asking the world for permission to be yourself. Like, seriously? We are seeking approval for what? Just to be ourselves? For our own identity? That's weird. So, just stop caring too much about others. Get connected to everything and yet not attached to even a single thing. Connect yourself to the nature, connect yourself to your friends, your family, your people, but don't get attached, because at the end, this world is temporary. Finally, I would like to tell you, protect your peace more than your image.